Yes, we're going to carry on the case studies with La Réunion and how we make glass collection and recycling. Maybe as an introduction, a few words about Citeo. So Citeo is linked to what is called and what you know is extended producer responsibility. This is in accordance with the polluter pays principle, which was introduced in French law in 1975. And in 1992, this was enforced by decree, and that's the year when producers and manufacturers of goods that involve packaging decided to join forces and set up Eco-Emballage, which was a private general interest company to limit the environmental impact of packaging. In 2007, Ecofolio also set up, which was concerned with paper waste collection and recycling. And in 2017, Citeo was created as a merger of these two companies. So in order to limit environmental impact of both packaging and paper waste. What we have to remember is that Citeo is a private company, but it has a general interest mission. It's a non-profit and it operates under French government approval nationally. So what is Citeo in the overseas territories? Well, first of all, French overseas territories that are concerned with the polluter pays principle are these 7 territories that you can see on the screen. There are 5 in the Atlantic Ocean, which are Saint-Pierre-et-Miquelon, up north next to Canada. In the Caribbean, you've got Saint-Martin, la Guadeloupe, la Martinique, and in the South American continent, the French Guyane, and in the Indian Ocean, Mayotte and La Réunion, which is going to be our case study today. The 3 main missions of Citeo in these territories are, first of all, to organize in collaboration with the local communities the collection, sorting, and processing of packaging and paper waste. So that the performance is improved, the amount of glass that you actually collect and recycle, and also at a good price, at a rational price. The second mission is to manage research programs in order to develop eco-design and also to help develop industrial processes throughout the recycling chain. And the third one is to inform and raise public awareness of sorting used packaging and paper. And it's very important because obviously it's the first step of the chain, the citizens sorting their waste. If we look at the Réunion Islands, I've put a map here on the screen. This is a territory that is one unique island that is about 860,000 inhabitants and 2,500 square kilometers. And so, as you can see, the population is mainly concentrated on the outskirts of the territory because on the middle, it's mainly mountains. The 2 main cities are up north, Saint-Denis, which is also where, for instance, you've got the airport, and in the south, you've got Saint-Pierre. And you've got also on the northwest, Le Port, which is the city where the port activity happens and all the import and export activity. So selective collection of glass was introduced in this territory in 2002. And when we talk about household glass packaging waste, we talk about bottle of glass and pots of glass. This represents about 15 tons of glass recycled. That was the figure in 2002. And this is about 18.5 kilos per inhabitant per annum. So how do we manage to collect all this glass in the island? As I said before, we work in collaboration with local communities that install and collect drop-off containers, such as the ones that you can see on the screen. There are about 2,000 of them on the territory, and this represents on average about 450 inhabitants for each container. The target that we think is good to make sure that each citizen have a device near them in order to be able to sort is for one container, 330 inhabitants. So we are still developing this in collaboration with the territory. So once you've installed all these containers, obviously you need to make sure that the public is aware that they are there and that they can sort their waste over there. So that's why we develop public awareness information campaigns throughout the year to do that. We do that through television spots, the radio, digital networks, and also displays in local businesses, and the public transportation system network. So I've put here a few pictures of the displays that we did. We did these ones in collaboration with Titi who is a local comedian, through this Nutri family that actually is going to give the instructions to the general public as to which packaging goes into which container. And we also developed an application, Le Guide du Tri, which you can download on your smartphone, and it's gonna locate you and tell you where is the nearest device so that you can sort your waste. So this is the collection part of it. Once you've collected all these 15,000 tons, you then have to recycle them. In La Réunion, 50% of it is actually exported to international glass making facilities, because 15,000 tons is not enough in order to develop a local glass making facility. As we've seen in the previous example, the figure was 50,000 tons per year for this facility. So yeah, in La Réunion, we are much less. So 50% is exported to South Africa and Turkey, which are the countries which are the closest to La Réunion in terms of distance. And the other 50% of it is actually recycled locally, thanks to STS, which is a local business that was set up in 2022. I've put a picture of the facility down here. And what they do is that they crush the glass into powder, which they call micronized glass powder, which is then used into concrete in order to improve its technical quality and abilities. And on the screen, you can see on the left side without, and on the right side with this PVM powder. The reason why it's not 100% that is actually recycled locally is that, as I said, this business was set up in 2022, so they are still in the process of growing and increasing their capacity to integrate more glass. And so we're hoping in the next couple of years that 100% of the glass will actually be able to be recycled locally. And to finish, we also, as I mentioned, manage research programs. And we did that also regarding glass. So here we worked through an experimentation on non-collective sanitation with ATANC and CSTB, which are organizations that are active in this sector, to see whether we could use crushed glass waste in order to replace sand, the sand that is traditionally used in septic tank installation devices. So that's what we did in 2020. And the results were very good, because the conclusion were that we can actually do that, that the glass has the same filtration capacity as traditional sand. And so that's another direction that we can now take and push further in La Réunion or other territories for local recyclers that we want to develop and implement their activities in the territories. So yeah, that was the overview about La Réunion. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm open to questions, obviously.